Let's reel it back to 1964 and the formation of the Mothers of Invention. Bass player Roy Estrada was a founding member of a group called the Soul Giants with singer Ray Collins and drummer Jimmy Carl Black, and some other guys. And they replaced their guitarist with Frank Zappa, who then kind of took control of the band. They ended up changing the band to the Mothers. And Ray Collins and Jimmy Carl Black, Roy Estrada, were all founding members of the Mothers along with Frank. They did change it to the Mothers of Invention eventually because the record executives were nervous that it was short for Mother something elsers, and which in fact I believe it was. So they made them change it. So they just tagged on of Invention, and why not? It sounded good as anything. So moving right along and jumping forward a little bit, in 1968, a guy named Lowell George joined the Mothers. Now, back in 1965, he was in a band called The Factory, who appeared in two different sitcoms in little appearances. One was in F Troop as a band called the Bedbugs, who were a Beatles ripoff, and the other was in Gomer Pyle. But that was Lowell George, who went on to join the Mothers for a short time. He left and formed a band called Little Feat with Mothers founding bass player Roy Estrada. Now, the stories for George's departure from the Mothers range from either him being asked to leave or leaving or being fired due to either smoking weed, writing a song about smoking weed, or perhaps just writing a song that was so good he should go out and get his own band and record it on his own because Frank was not going to do it. Regardless of the real reason or the situation, all the stories seem to center around one song, and that is the stunning Willin', which originally appeared on Little Feat's self-titled debut, but due to an injury, George was unable to play the slide guitar part on it. They hired Ry Cooder to do that instead. Fortunately, Little Feat then re-recorded it on their second album, which was called Sailin' Shoes, in 1972, and that gave us the flawlessly recorded, beautifully, just best version ever of the song Willin'. And we are going to play that version right here and now. Little George on vocals and all the guitars with fellow Mother Roy Estrada on the beautiful Willin'.